from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge after a 4-2 win against Brighton in the Premier League. If that doesn't brighten up your Saturday night, I don't know what does. Pun intended. We go into Sunday, feet up, cushy, 4 goals for Palmer, 3 goals the game before with Nkunku, and 2 for Jackson. Our front line is up there with the best in the Premier League. It's better than Arsenal's. It's better than Liverpool's. Man City, you know what? I'll take it. Yeah. We're right up there. So even if we haven't got Haaland, we have Palmer. I mean, it's not even a bad argument. He's the best player in the Premier League. He's the best player in the Premier League. Prove me wrong. Who's come in here and done a better job than Cole Palmer? Evan Ferguson. Who's done it? Who's better in the 10? Who can play that well on the right and then go into the 10 and still control things? Make the players around him better, score goals, score penalties, free kicks. Cole Palmer. And that is why I stand out here in the cold. Because of players like that, who gives me as fans a reason to come and watch Chelsea, because we have seen some absolute calamities over the past few years. I remember standing outside here when we lost to Arsenal, when we lost to Southampton, Aston Villa, before we sacked Graham Potter. We then thought things are going to get better under Pochettino. Yep. Now they did, because we finished 12th and then we finished 6th, but still a very painful season last year. And now we come in. We are started to control games. Take the 2 goals out of the equations. I'm not really going to say it was the whole team and we played badly, that's why we conceded. It was Robert Sanchez, and those were poor mistakes. Really, in a lot of... They were terrible mistakes. You can't justify that. You cannot justify that. You know, I look at a player like Jorgensen, and he certainly deserves a chance, but... if we're going to stick with Sanchez, that's fair enough. Give him a couple of months. If he keeps making the same mistakes, then he's got to go out. That's how I see it. I look at Cucurella on the left. Tell me a better left back in the Premier League. I'm looking at players that want to invert into the midfield. I'm struggling to see many players in world football better than Ian Maatsen in that position, who can invert into the midfield, sit and still be just as effective. I'm looking in the centre-back roles. One thing I disagree with is Fofana starting in there instead of Tosin. I would start Tosin every day of the week ahead of Fofana. I just think that, for me, if you're going to base your team around anyone, you're going to base them around players who are available. After a couple of months, I do think that Fofana's going to get injured. I don't think he's been consistent enough for us. I don't think he had a terrible game today, but I don't think he had a great game either. I prefer Cole in that role. I think he was better today regardless, and I love Gusto on that right-hand side. So for me, that's probably one of the few changes I would have made. I would have started Tosin instead, but look, I'm not going to complain. Maresca's made a lot of the right decisions as well, and I think Caicedo absolutely... it's fair to make the comparisons with Caicedo that we made with N'Golo Kante. But it's what he does on the ball that makes it totally different.
You're such a pub talker. Get up off the high stool, will you?
Not Kante.
Boys, you come on camera, you tell me. I don't mind.
We're on the camera.
What is that?
Ian Hurd.
Don't
sorry.
take my camera.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Go off then, Alex. Take a day off for you, son.
You want to talk to me? Go for it. I'm happy for you to talk.
I think it was a really good Chelsea performance.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of room of improvement that we've seen from the last year.
To be fair,
100%.
Chelsea's done well up against the best striker in the Premier League. There's obviously Evan Ferguson for about 30 minutes there. Like, they did very well to like, realistically, like, I don't think there's anyone better than Evan Ferguson.
You're talking shit as well. You're talking shit.
I think his potential...
But yeah, I think that N'Golo Kante, the comparisons make sense. Obviously, it's hard to say, listen, he's a much better player than Kante. We know he's not. But he breaks up the play and then he's very positive. He looks to go forward. He looks to actually do something when he has the ball, not just go backwards like we've criticised a lot of defensive midfielders for Chelsea in the past. So I'm not saying that Caicedo is as good as Kante was, but I'm...
Kante is not... Caicedo is nowhere near Kante.
I just said that.
Oh.
I just said that. Fucking everyone's coming for me today. But I am saying that I understand where the comparisons are coming from. And if you look at what he's doing on the ball, I hope he continues his vein of form. Credit to the man. I ask you in the chat. I mean, what do you think about Enzo Fernandez in the midfield? Do you think that he is the solution going forward? I know Matt absolutely loves him. For me, I don't know if Fernandez gets into this team over Lavia when Lavia is fit, based on the way Lavia has played when he was here. I think that Lavia has actually played better. So it'd be interesting to see what happens when Lavia is available and fit. I know you disagree with me, Matt. I know you do. I know you do. Go on then, talk it.
Well,
I can't believe these guys. Ferguson's a bit. Yeah, well. I'm a bit caught off, to be honest with you.
Nah, for a start, Enzo has now got players who are working with him, not someone who's going to stand still. Enzo's got the best ball passing ability from anyone in that pitch by a long shot, mate. Like, there's no argument on that. And you're saying that Enzo hasn't been better defensively week in, week out.
Then Lavia.
No, like Enzo, since like Lavia's been injured. Lavia's been injured last season as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can only go on, yeah, Lavia's a good player, but Enzo's actually been there. Enzo's been injured and still played. Enzo has now got players he can work alongside. I ain't even know, mate. Enzo's the best player.
I like Enzo. I just don't know if he really suits what we're trying to do.
100% he suits. You see him today, absolutely unreal in the middle. Who's putting the balls through?
I think Enzo was all right. I think he was all right.
But
I don't look at him and think, wow, you were fantastic.
No,
I don't see it. You know, I really don't. I don't mean that. I like Enzo Fernandez, but I think that Lavia comes in that team, and if you had to pick between the two, maybe you play Enzo because Maresca wants someone that's further up the pitch, but someone's getting dropped for Lavia based on the way he's played. If he continues to pick up the form he had. That's the way I see it.
I think Enzo's better than Lavia.
Fair enough.
And I think Enzo's proved it. Like, how many World Cups has Lavia won? How many World Cups has Enzo won?
1-0.
Yeah, exactly. How many Copa Americas has Lavia won? Where's he? Where's Lavia? Is he Belgium?
Yeah, he's not. He's from Europe.
Yeah, I know he's from Europe, but whereabouts? Is it Belgium?
Is he from Belgium? Lavia. Yeah.
Belgium. Well, what's Belgium won? They've got Kevin De Bruyne. What's their excuse?
Fair enough.
Yeah, Enzo's been unreal. He's been so good the last few games. I think for anyone to say that, maybe put Lavia in, 100% not. Like, Edson's been doing unreal. You looked at us in that game against Bournemouth when we didn't have Enzo in the middle. Struggled to get a pass forward.
Yeah.
Enzo in that middle is so important, and I will leave it at that. Enzo's our man.
Thank you very much, mate. Look, I'm always happy to have a debate with people, and I know not everybody agrees with what I'm saying, but might as well put it out there. But yeah, Cole Palmer, absolutely fantastic. Madueke on the right-hand side, I thought he was all right. I thought he was okay. It's quite difficult to look at the other players and go, wow, you're great, when you've seen such a performance like Palmer. So maybe I kind of need to brush it under the carpet a little bit. And then on the left-hand side, Jadon Sancho, creative, getting the assist as well. And I could see when Nkunku came on the pitch, the difference between him and Nicholas Jackson. You just get a lot more from Jackson in terms of opening up the pitch, making runs. If I was trying to break down a low block, I'd play with Nkunku. But if there's space to run into, Jackson is the man who wants to cover the grass. And I think he did that today. He just was unlucky not to get the goal. It happens. But I like the guy, and I think he probably will score over 20 goals this season if we continue playing the way that we have been. If he continues to get the service, it's only a matter of time. We always say if certain players played in Man City system, they'd score more goals. We're not playing football too dissimilar to that in terms of chance creation. So I think that there's a lot of positives to talk about. We can only look at this and smile. But yeah, I mean, as long as we don't get injured, we're going to be right up there. I still stand by what I said. I think that top four is going to be difficult. But if we can keep our players fit, we're having a different conversation. This is really a conversation for December, January, and then we can look at it and actually see where we are over a period of a couple of months rather than a period of weeks. So that's where I stand on it, guys. But let me know what you think in the comment section. All the best, and subscribe.